Hey guys, and welcome to another fall cooking video. Today we are going to make apple pie cookies. That's right, this is another recipe that I found on Pinterest and it looked really fun. I absolutely love apple pie and I especially love Dutch apple pie, which has a very yummy streusel topping. When I found out that I could make an apple pie in a cookie form, I thought this is the perfect recipe to make, and so we're gonna make it right now. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. I'm excited to try it because it sounds really delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first up, I'm actually going to use a Pillsbury pie dough crust, which I think is the easiest thing to do. Of course, you can make your own pie crust, but I'm not very good at that. So we're gonna go ahead and pour some flour down. I'm just gonna use this cup to do so. Just need a little bit of flour, and you are going to roll out your pie crust. All right, so next you're gonna go ahead and cut out 2-inch by diameter little circles with your pie crust. And I actually found this little cup. It's one of Ollie or Finn's baby cups. You're just gonna cut little holes with them and just set them aside. And once you've used all of your pie crust, you could actually just roll it back up and roll it out. Just use it again, but I actually have plenty here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set my little circles aside and we'll use these later. All right, for your next step, you're gonna go ahead and make your apple filling, which I've already made here. So all you're gonna need is 5 Granny Smith apples, and what you'll do first is you'll just core them and then you'll peel them. Once they're all peeled, because you're not gonna want any of the peel in your pie whatsoever, you're just going to very thinly slice them and then dice them. You're gonna wanna make sure that all of the pieces are somewhat in the same size because you don't want some bigger, otherwise they won't cook as evenly. So you're gonna want them all pretty thin, pretty small, because they're gonna be going into a cookie. Once you have all your apples sliced and diced, you're gonna go ahead and put that into a medium saucepan. You're gonna use 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. You're just gonna mix that all together and you're gonna cook that for 5 to 10 minutes just until your apples are soft and you're starting to see those juices come out, and then you're just gonna go ahead and set those aside. So I've got my apple streusel right here. It's looking really good, and I'm just gonna set this over here, and now we're gonna work on our streusel. Now I ended up using a different streusel recipe. You could use the one that they have on there, but I don't normally like oats in mine. I don't know, I'm just kind of weird. So I used a different recipe, and I'm hoping that it turns out, but like I said, I haven't tried these yet, so we will see. So the recipe that I used just called for 3/4 cup of flour, a 1/4 cup of sugar, another 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then 1/3 cup of butter. So it's super simple. You're gonna mix all your dry ingredients first, and then you're just gonna cut that butter right into it, and then we'll eventually make a very delicious streusel topping. All right, next comes the fun part. We're gonna actually make our cookies. So we've got all our toppings and our streusel and our filling and our pie crust, and now you're just gonna take your pie pan, and we are using just the muffin tins. That way it kind of keeps the shape of them, and you're gonna wanna make sure you spray them really well with cooking spray. I'm just using some coconut oil, and we'll just spray these. All right, so now you're just gonna place your little pie crust discs right at the bottom, and this will kind of help your cookie from falling apart with the little pie crust. All right, next you're just gonna go ahead and scoop about a tablespoon of your apple filling into each of them. They're not going to fill out your entire cupcake. You don't need them to, because they're just gonna be like a thin cookie. So just go ahead and fill those up. All right, now that you've got your apple filling in, you're just gonna add your streusel topping. And it's about another tablespoon on top. I'm just gonna do a little tiny spoonful with my fingers. All right, once you have your streusel, you're just gonna set it, or just kind of pat it down a little bit. That way when the cookie cooks, it's all stuck together and it doesn't fall apart. At least that's what I'm hoping for. All right, let's go ahead and place these in your 350-degree oven for about 17 to 19 minutes. All right, now that your 19 minutes is up, you're just gonna pull them out. And I've got some coming right out of the oven. And we're gonna go ahead and let these cool for about 15 minutes. And once these are completely cool, you'll just transfer these to a wire rack, and they should hopefully all stick together and be delicious. Let's go ahead and see. All right, the moment is here. We're gonna go ahead and pull these out. I actually went ahead and put them on broil for a couple minutes because I felt like the streusel didn't come out quite like I wanted it to. But look at that, that is all together. But by broiling them, I think it turned out nicely just because it kind of browned them and makes it look more like a pie, I guess, like a mini pie. These are coming out nice and clean, which is always nice. All right, these look absolutely delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and put one on my easy as pie plate right here. And then I figured this might be kind of good with a little bit of vanilla ice cream on it. So I'm just gonna spoonful a little bit of ice cream right on top. And that looks so good. I think that you don't have to eat these with ice cream, and I actually think these would be a great little dish if you're having them like at Thanksgiving. I'm gonna go ahead and dig in and try it and see what we think. I'm gonna be honest, it's gross. I'm gonna tell you it's gross. It's really good. And the topping is a little bit chewy and really crunchy. Probably didn't need to put it on the broil as long as I did. I might have forgot about it for like a second. The apple filling is really delicious, and the crust on bottom just kind of adds a little bit of a texture, another texture in there. So it's really, really good actually. A great little snack right now. Alright guys, that is it for this recipe. They were actually really easy to make. They turned out great. I think this is really cool that I can just kind of hold it in my hand and it makes a great little cookie. I'm excited to kind of share them with the kids. I feel like Ollie's gonna really like them. He was kind of looking forward to some sort of apple dish and he ended up having to go to bed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. I'm really enjoying these cooking videos, so let me know any other recipes you'd like me to make this fall, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!